but it also is very character-driven. Every character is interesting. Each episode, it seems like another character is profiled, and the onion is peeled away. And you learn more about each person, and it becomes a litmus test. You begin to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together to maybe guess who could not be involved in the murder. But the ride itself, forget the murder mystery, but the ride is just completely exhilarating. I don't think, I personally have been in the business for 26 years. I've never been given a character like Annalise Keating, ever.
I know everybody is waiting for it. Now, because of the success of Scandal, do you think this is just breaking ground for especially Black women actresses? We might see with the success of your series and Carrie's series. I mean, do you think we'll start seeing more and more African American women on television?
Well, you know what? I will say that Kerry Washington's success in Scandal definitely set the template. Most definitely. And really, the Scandal did not premiere to huge ratings. It was Kerry Washington and her involvement with the social media that really took it over the edge. So, yes, Kerry Washington has definitely set the template for me, Octavia Spencer, Halle Berry, Taraji, Nia Long. I mean, now you have all of these, and Tracee Ellis Ross on Blackish. You now have all of these women of color on television, and Mindy Kaling too. I think she's in the Mindy Project, but anyway. But it set the template for all these Black women, because I think before maybe people didn't kind of consider us.
Yeah.
They didn't consider that we could actually lead a show and get viewership. That it was because of the success of Scandal that they were like, oh, okay, well, that's a possibility now. And I think that television has now become the place where Black women have the opportunities. Because I'm telling you, after being in the business a while, and I keep saying this, you want to be the show. You want a role that's worthy of your talent, because I'm sorry, you're working your fingers to the bone. You're tired of being the third girl from the left, and you get to the point where you feel like you are deserving of that. You deserve it. You've put in the work. And I think in the past we've just been invisible. We live in a culture where we've been invisible. And I think that it's become kind of an example of art imitating life. And I hope that 2014 is the end of that.
Yeah, me too.
And the beginning of something new.
Yeah. Was there any, I mean, what's your mail like when people see that you're going to be on a major series? How is the general mass public responding to another Black woman being on a leading series? Have you heard any ripplings, or are people very accepting of it?
I think I've gotten both. I think there are people who are very accepting of it, because we are living in a culture where you can look at any bus stop and see a very blonde woman with a crinkly hair baby. So we are now living in that time. We just are. So there have been people like surprisingly very accepting of it, and then there has been a lot, especially in terms of press, that race is always in every question.
Yeah.
It just is. With Shonda, with the show, race is always a part of it. You know, your husband is white, you're a Black woman, how do you feel about a diverse cast? Which is very intriguing to me, because I think the question is asked, and I think that Shonda probably is the last person that should be asked the race question. I think the people who don't include that in their narratives should be asked the question. They're the ones who really that should be put to the test and kind of to what the world really looks like now. um, but but people have been fairly accepting. We'll see when the show. I mean, literally, I've read some blogs where it's been some nasty comments.
Mm-hmm.
There's always people who are going to criticize Shonda Rhimes that really don't maybe care for her.
Yes.
I love her.
Right. I love her too. I only saw her once at Debbie Allen's event. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, she does have some people out there who absolutely criticize her for the diversity, and they criticize her writing style. You know, what can I say about that?
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I don't have a problem with it because I'm included in it. I go to whoever makes me matter, whoever makes me feel like, you know, I go towards whoever sees me, sees my beauty, sees my sexuality, sees my talent. So, listen, I have people who criticize me and my work. The only thing I could say about that is that I still am in my life. I wake up every day with the joy of my work. And I think that I've gotten this far for a reason.
Mm.
No?
Yeah. And the intensity in your work, I mean, from the help and from the roles, I mean, there's an intensity. I mean, if I turn on any, major movie, you're just somehow intertwined in that movie, especially the ones that we like. And I was wondering, where does that intensity come from? I mean, that you pull from to just kind of, even if you have one word or if you say 3 words, it's such an intense moment for any film. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I attribute it to my approach to my work is to create human beings. And my experience, my journey, the journey that I went through being an actress is that I fell into acting because it was therapeutic. I came from a very challenging background. It was my way to release. And what I found my gift was, a lot of actresses have gifts. I feel like my gift is because I've seen the hard part of life. I've been in the part of life where people have no filters. When you grow up poor, people have no filters. You know what everyone is doing in the neighborhood because you live in close confines. So you know who the drug dealer is. You know who's beating their wives. You know who everyone is. Okay? And it becomes ripe ground for an artist to observe who people are, how they behave, why they do what they do. So whenever I'm given a character, that's how I work. I work from who are they? I don't care if I have 3 lines. And most of the time I have my 2 or 3 scenes because that's what's out there for someone who looks like me. My age, my hue, my sex. So I have to dig into it and I have to create a human being as opposed to just doing 3 lines and have it be maybe a gimmick.
Mm.